My name is Laura Rabin. I'm the Public Affairs Officer for the Lincoln National Forest. I'd like to give an update today about the Three Rivers Fire. The Three Rivers Fire is currently at 6,100 acres and 0% containment. It started yesterday morning. When crews first arrived on the scene, the fire was 30 acres. Yesterday, it grew to about 4,000 acres with additional acreage growth late last evening and overnight. Yesterday, the fire was fueled by steep terrain, extremely windy conditions, warmer temperatures, and low humidity levels. Thankfully, this morning we are getting some rain on the fire, which is good news for our fire crews who are out there working on the fire lines as we speak. The cause right now is unknown. It's under investigation. We do have a fire investigative team coming in. They will start their thorough investigation to figure out what caused this fire today. We do have some more information. Next up, I'll have the sheriff come speak. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Lincoln County Sheriff Michael Wood, and the first thing I'd like to do is thank our Creator for the much needed moisture. Thank you, God. Secondly, I'd like to thank, in my world, all the law enforcement agencies that have come out to assist. My deputies, obviously, the New Mexico State Police, Mexico State Department of Game and Fish have been a huge asset helping us with evacuations, calls for service, etc. So thank you all very, very much, and the assistance that the Village of Ruidoso has offered up as well. I'll tell you that evacuation orders for the following areas remain in effect in essentially everything west of New Mexico State Road 37, from Bonita Lake Road to the community of Nogales here in Lincoln County. Also Ski Run Road, which includes the Monjo Lookout Road. The following roads are closed to the public at this time: Ski Run Road, Monjo Lookout Road, Bonito Lake Road, and Upper Nogales Canyon Road. I would ask the public to please avoid these areas and, as always, yield to emergency vehicles and let us have the way there. As always, I would caution folks in this part of the country, this time of the year, please be careful with fire or any other sort of an ignition source. We do not want to lose our lives, our property, our forest, and you don't want to be that guy. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Joe Kenmore. I'm the Office of Emergency Services Director and the Emergency Manager for Lincoln County. I too would like to thank God for this rain. That said, I want to thank all of our fire crews, everybody here that has helped with this, including the surrounding counties, Torrance, Chavez, Lee, and Socorro counties, for being in touch and offering help, as well as the Department of Homeland Security in the state of New Mexico. We would ask and hope that everybody would stay very vigilant in following the evacuation order. We want everybody to know that we're not keeping you out because we want to send you back when we know it's safe. That said, we hope that everybody will follow this and stay with us. If you have animals, please give us a call here at 575-336-8600. I'm sorry, 575-336-8600. We will get help for animals that you have, large or small. And anything else you do, please check our web page, the Facebook page, and I think that's vitally important. That's the Three Rivers Fire 2021 or Lincoln County Local Government. Thank you.
I'd like to add a little bit of information about what the plan is for today. Today, crews will be establishing fire line. They'll be going out to the fire line. We do have 9 engines, 2 hot shot crews. We have aircraft that are flying on this fire as well. This afternoon, a Type 1 incident management team will be coming in to do an in-brief. They'll take command of the fire tomorrow morning. For those unfamiliar with incident management structure, incident management teams are typed from 1 to 3, 1 being the most advanced. So we do have some highly skilled folks coming on board with us as soon as they can get here. With that, I'll take any questions that you have.
Can we talk about evacuations? Sheriff, I know you mentioned a little bit of them. They started yesterday. These mandatory evacuations, there are probably some people who don't want to leave. So do you have any words of advice for these people? I know you guys are going door to door today for them to safely get out, and any help you're willing to offer.
Yes, that is correct. We did start evacuation efforts yesterday after we received the order from the Forest Service to do so. And there were some individuals that refused to leave. We're not forcing them to do so. We're gathering their personal information and their next of kin information, just in case the worst were to happen. We'll be continuing to do that today, be a very strong presence in the affected and at-risk areas. Don't be surprised if you're out tooling around, you're going to get stopped. We're going to want to know who's there and why. So in the event the worst happens, we know what we're up against. There will be a lot of activity in the affected and at-risk areas today with the fire crews coming in. I would really ask, please, public, let us take care of this thing so we can get this thing to a good resolution and folks can go back home.
And you know, a lot of people staying at the evacuation center or nearby hotels. We're in the midst of a pandemic, social distancing a key. You know, how are you going to calm people's fears and tensions right now? Evacuating their homes is probably not what they want to do if they haven't gotten a COVID shot or anything of the sort.
Well, that's true, and I mean it's a personal decision. You kind of got to weigh the risks of that. We're concerned with fire. We are concerned with injuries related to this fire. There are some evacuation centers available. The Church of the Nazarene at Angus is available. We also have the Red Cross set up at that area. That's the place to go if folks need if they have questions or resources. This is a wildfire.
You know, for those that left, are they allowed to go back home? What if they forgot their medication or something and they need to get some of that? How do we do that?
We've got units out there available, and my orders to them have been, if it's something like that, by all means, animals, medications, get them in there and get them out. We have radio communications. A lot of these areas, there is no cell phone service. So if someone needs to get into their house, we just soon go with them in case we run into something really, really bad. We can get help going faster than a cell phone because a lot of places don't have service.
And Mr. Kenmore, you mentioned wildlife and horses and that sort of stuff. You know, a lot of people in this area have livestock, so what services are you offering to help them evacuate them safely?
We not only have a place to put them, but we also have people that have trailers to help them load and move those animals to a place that would be safe, and all they need to do is get in touch with us. Absolutely.
Okay, would you have doctors on site or anything of the sort?
We can get a vet, we can get a vet if needed, but it would probably be their vet. It would be their choice, of course. Okay? Thank you.
I know roughly the last time we checked 200 homes. Is that kind of where we still stand on that, on the evacuations?
So right now we think that about 250 people are affected by the evacuation notices. Please keep in mind that's people, multiple people live in a house, so it's not 250 houses, it's 250 people at this time. I can also speak a little bit to your questions about COVID from a firefighting standpoint. Our firefighters are under strict protocols to address the COVID pandemic. What we're doing is having them operate in what we're calling a module of one. So when crews come in, we're asking them to only interact with their crews that they already have been exposed to. We're keeping crews as small as possible while still maintaining effective firefighting efforts. Masks are mandatory at the incident command post. We're really trying to keep our firefighters and our local community safe. Many of our firefighters are coming from other cities, even other states. And we don't want to inadvertently expose the community to additional COVID cases. And likewise, we want to keep our firefighters healthy so that they can do their job of fighting this fire.
And going off your last update from last night, 0 injuries, 0 buildings burnt.
Correct. There have been no injuries, no deaths, no structures lost at this time.
And you know, with the winds, you know, picking up, you know, we guys still have the helicopters, or is that kind of
Sure, I can speak to the aircraft that we have available. So we do have numerous aircraft assigned to this wildfire, including large air tankers, single engine air tankers, air attack, and helicopters. The tactics for suppressing this fire are twofold. We are using ground support units, firefighters on the ground, as well as air operations to the best of our capability. There is some caveats with that. We want to keep everybody safe. We don't want anybody we don't want to have a fatality on this fire. So air operations will be done when it's safe. Unfortunately, it gets really windy, really smoky. Sometimes those air ops are grounded, as we saw yesterday. Again, really hoping to get those air operations going again today. They are available. They are assigned to this fire currently.
Well, and when could we expect the next update? Later on this afternoon, I assume?
Yeah, so on that Facebook page that was mentioned earlier, the Three Rivers Fire 2021 Facebook page, as well as on our INCIWeb, that's www.incweb.nwcg.gov. Those are credible places that the public can go for information. We're posting 2 major comprehensive fire updates each day, one in the mid-morning, one in the evening, that will cover all aspects of this fire. The Facebook page is really the most credible place to go for information. You know, we're encouraging people to keep the rumor mill to a minimum, make sure that the information you're getting is factual, accurate, from a reliable source.
And then one last question from the office while they were watching. Same 3 evacuation locations, correct? Nothing has changed there?
Nothing has changed. The same evacuations that were in place yesterday are still in effect. Bonito Canyon, Nogales Canyon, Ski Apache area, and then Loma Grande, Corridet, some of the smaller subdivisions in the general area also, but no additional updates since yesterday.
Cool, that's it, thank you.
Thank you.
And, last, Chet, you know, how far is it, you know, from, I know 6,100 acres, you know, but do we know kind of where it initially possibly started?
Yes, absolutely. The fire started about half a mile north of the Three Rivers Campground, which is why it's named the Three Rivers Fire. That is actually on the west side of the White Mountains, and it burned upslope yesterday. It's now sort of cresting over the top, hasn't quite reached the east side of the mountain yet. We're going to see what fire activity does today. It has reached the boundary of Ski Apache. Please note, Ski Apache has not burned. It's at the boundary of that area, and then it's reached over as far into the South Fork and Bonita areas. In 2012, there was the Little Bear Fire. This fire has now hit the Little Bear fire scar, and so what we're hoping happens is that as that fire burns into an area that's been previously burned, that fire activity, fire intensity decreases. There'll be less fuel because that area has already burned, you know, relatively recently. We'll see what happens. That's our hope for now, though.
Good question.
Do we know, if there was any campers there at Three Rivers at that time?
We don't know if there were any campers there. That is a popular camp spot. I wouldn't be surprised if there were. That campground is now closed, so anybody that was in the area has been evacuated. Again, no injuries or fatalities.
Cool,
Thank you.
thank you.
Are we done? Are we off?
We're switching it off, that way it doesn't